Hi, my name is Jamila Moore, owner of Moore Media Agency out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And today I want to share with you 5 tips that you can implement immediately so you can start getting more engaged followers on your Instagram profile. More engaged followers, more of your target clients, and more just overall revenue generated from your Instagram. Okay. So, the very first thing I want to talk about is your profile picture. So you want to make sure you have a nice, welcoming profile picture. And I have here Catherine Zenkina from the Manifestation Babe. I absolutely love her. I love her page. It is a great representation of what I want to talk to you about today. Okay. So your profile picture, you can see here, you can see Catherine's face. She's a personal brand. So you see her face. Whoever would stop by her page would automatically see who she is. They may connect with her, and then they'll look at her bio. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But if you are a personal brand, you definitely want to make sure that you have a picture of yourself so that your client can connect with you on that personal level. They can say, oh, yeah, this is Jamila. I see her profile. This is Catherine. That's what she looks like. They can see if they're attracted to your profile, okay? And if you have a product or service, I'd say really a product, because if you're selling a service, you're probably a personal brand, right? But if you have an actual product, or if you sell things like t-shirts or hair or something like that, you could potentially put your products there. So if you have a signature t-shirt, a signature something, like a restaurant may have a picture of its signature dish, or a picture of, its signature character or whatever. But if you're a personal brand, I would say to make sure you use your profile picture so that people can connect with you. People like that personal touch, okay? Number 2 is you want to fancy up your profile. So let's look at Catherine's bio here. You can see she says she's a self-made millionaire obsessed with helping you achieve the impossible by tapping into the power of your mind, okay? And then she has some little emojis there. So there's some words that kind of pop out right there, like self-made millionaire and obsessed. So what does your biography look like? And does it stand out? Would it tell your ideal client exactly what you do and get them, if they are in fact interested in or in the market for your product, would it get them like, let me see what they have. This might sound like I want to do business with them, okay? So make sure you put a little bit about what you do, and you can make it sound as fancy as you want to. If you're not familiar with Catherine, she is a manifestation mindset coach. So obsessed with helping others achieve the impossible by tapping into the power of their mind. That's a fancy way to say I help people learn how to manifest, okay? So definitely play around with some words, use maybe some keyword tools, anything that you can use to make your profile look a little bit more attractive, okay? So that your ideal client will see you and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to connect with them. Because you, of course, out of everybody online, there's a lot of us doing the same thing, right? So what makes you special that they should want to connect with you, okay? So try to make yourself stand out, make it nice and attractive so that your ideal client, when they stumble upon your profile, they are automatically drawn to connect with you, okay? So then number 3, you see down here, Catherine has her link. So if you have a website, if you have a link to your product, a link to maybe your link tree, wherever your link goes, make sure you have a link visible so that your clients can contact you, so that they can see, she has a free 5-day challenge. And if you click on her link, I'm sure she has the link to that challenge. If you have a freebie that you're offering, put that out there as well. Give them a reason to want to connect with you immediately when they see your profile. All right, let's move on to number 4. So the number 4 thing you want to look at is the highlights. Highlights are a big thing. Whatever that you've had in your stories or whatever you just want to use to highlight your product or your service. So you can see she has some QAs. There was a Bali product bag. She did a manifestation trip to Bali. So every girl or lady that went on this trip with her received some special prizes when they got to their destination. Okay, so that's probably detailing all of those. BLL recovery. I'm not sure what that is, but Catherine she's giving her audience insights into some highlights in her business, some highlights about her brand. Okay, so whatever your highlights are that you think stand out. If you sell courses, if you want to highlight your courses, if you sell t-shirts and different kind of t-shirts, if you want to highlight each specific different kind of shirt or something like that, whatever your product or service is, make sure you have some highlights up there so that it stands out, because people, when they stumble upon your page, the very first thing they're going to see before they start to see your feed are these things at the top. Okay, so make sure you take advantage of all of those things at the top. And the very last thing, of course, you're going to know it's something else at the top. The very last thing is going to be your story. You always want to have some type of story to give somebody a reason to connect with you, okay? Because when they stumble upon your page, if they see something interested in your story, if it's something, something funny, something inspirational, something, I don't know, whatever it is that you want to share about yourself throughout the day, and I'd say do it 3 to 5 times a day, even more, because your story can go on. If you want to use tools like cut stories and things to put content in your stories, that's always a great opportunity to get out there and let your customers see who you are, what you're about, and decide whether or not they want to connect with you. And also that helps for the people that are already connected with you, for you to be in their face several times a day, because whomever within their network of connections, right, has their story posted, whomever was the last story posted within their network of connections, they're going to see first. So if you just posted 5 minutes ago before they hopped on an Instagram, they'll probably see your story somewhere in the first couple of the stories that they have at the top of their screen. That is always a way to stay in front of people, stay in front of your ideal clients, tell them what you have going on that day. Maybe you have a special, maybe you have something, but that is definitely a way for them to connect with you. All right, so those are my 5 tips to help you just kind of reevaluate your Instagram profile to see if it is maximized to where somebody that could be your ideal client goes ahead and stumbles upon your profile and decides to connect with you. And then you go through your process of getting your content in front of them every day. And at some point you go ahead and convert them. And the nicer your profile is, the more attractive it is, the more that they'll want to connect with you immediately. Okay, so those are my 5 things. And while I have you, I want to go ahead and offer you my full Instagram training. So I did a full webinar on Instagram tips, tricks, and tools to help you to maximize your growth on the platform, to grow organically with your ideal client. So it's not the follow for follow, type deal. It is definitely, I want to get you connected with your ideal client. All right. I want to get you connected with your ideal client. And then I want you to get them attracted to you by using those tips I just gave you, so that you can go ahead and get them connected with you immediately. Start promoting your business so that they'll see it every day, and then get them converted pretty quickly to becoming your customer. And if you follow the steps in the training right, you should completely improve how you're doing business on the Instagram platform. Okay, you want to make sure you're as engaged as possible. You want to make sure your customers know who you are. If you're a personal brand, you want to stand out to them, because there are several of us doing business on this huge platform, and they can pick and choose anyone who they want to do business with, but it's your job to convince them why they should do business with you. So I want to make sure I help you get in front of those people who are going to be your ideal client. Okay, so I want to help you do that. So I am offering you right now my full Instagram webinar. It's about an hour webinar where I go through actually it's an hour and a half, I take that back, where I go through several different tips, tricks, and walk you through things like setting up your profile. That was the number one thing I did. I walk you through your ideal client. So one of the bonuses in this training is I gave you a list of 20 things to consider when thinking about who your ideal client is, okay? So that you can then go out and find these people on the Instagram platform to make sure that the followers you are building are genuinely people that you believe need your product or service, and then you can convert those people easily. When you start doing things like just following random people, that's why those people don't convert, because they were never really interested in your product to begin with. So one of the freebies that I offered, the bonuses for this training, is 20 things to consider when thinking about who your ideal client is, okay? To get you that much closer to connecting with those ideal people. All right, some other things that we go over are hashtags. Now, I know hashtags are not the primary way we're doing business on Instagram, right? But hashtags are still a big deal. And when you do hashtags right, you can even end up on the Explore page, okay? Hashtags, keywords, tagging people, engagement, all of those things, okay? So I want to hook you up with all of this information to get you doing business the right way and actually making those conversions on the Instagram platform, all right? So all of that is going to be included in this Instagram training, along with your bonus 20 things to consider to find your ideal client. And then I also gave you a bonus list of tools that you can use for doing business on Instagram, including different tools. Of course, I just said tools, right? Tools you can use, websites you can use, all kind of different things to help you out while you're doing business on the Instagram platform, okay? So that is another bonus. And then the third bonus is going to be, everybody is doing business somewhere on social media, right? Based on who your ideal client is, you want to make sure that you're on the right platform. So I give you a list of the different platforms and the demographics of those people on those different platforms, all right? So I want to make sure that you are doing business on the right platform with the right people to make sure you convert those people from just followers or likers of your page or anything like that, depending on where you are, to being actual people that put money in your account for the product and service that you offer. All right, so I want to offer this to you, an hour and a half of great training for Instagram, for doing business on Instagram, and I'm offering that all to you for the very low price of only $14.97, okay? Under $15, $14.97 is the price I'm going with. The original class that took this course, it was a $35 course. So I'm offering it to you today for only $14.97, okay? More than even half the price. So go ahead and click down below to get your immediate access to this webinar so you can go ahead, watch it, and get started with changing your Instagram profile and changing the way you're doing business on Instagram so that you get more engagement and, most importantly, more conversions for your products and services, okay? Thanks again for sticking around here with me, guys. I'm so glad I was able to give you these 5 tips. I hope you go ahead and get your link to the webinar because it's some great information, guys. I really want to help you do business better on Instagram. We're all out here trying to make these coins on Instagram, and I want to make sure that you are equipped with the most knowledge that you can be to get you the most coins on the platform. All right. Thanks so much for joining me today. And you all have such a wonderful day. I will see you next time in the next training. Go ahead and click the link and get yours now. Bye.